All right, folks, I think let's go ahead and get started. Happy April Town Hall, everybody. We are making our way through springtime. It's sunny here in Chicago today, so Chicagoans are very happy and extra friendly because we're finally crawling out of the cave of despair of winter. So as always, we have a jam-packed agenda. Oh, I forgot, if I have not met you before, my name is Maggie. I'm the Community Product Manager for DataHub. Probably seen me in Slack. I love hearing from each and every single one of you. Love to know how things are going, how we can help you out, how we can partner up. So if we haven't chatted, please reach out. I'm always excited to hear what's going on in the metadata world. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we will get started for the day. All right. So off we go. As always, we'll do our community and roadmap updates and review some recent releases. We're going to go over a DataHub 201 session, so getting more familiar with our DataHub APIs. Chris is going to walk us through some upcoming changes to our search and browse experiences. Herschel's going to come in with some really exciting and cool ways to integrate DataHub with GitHub and all of the hubs everywhere, but really syncing changes between systems and really introducing DataHub into the GitHub workflow. Then Chris is also going to come back with Shirshanka, give us a demo of some upcoming support for DataHub products and data products and DataHub. And then Herschel's going to come on back and talk through some of the recent changes. Whoopsies. To our doc site. So digging in, as of this morning, we have 7,223 people in our community, which is insane. We have passed 7,000 very rapidly. I think we had just shy of 500 people join in the past month or so, which is by far our fastest growing month ever. We still continue to see over 1,000 weekly active users in Slack. So again, it's always a vibrant, very active community. All hours of the day, there's always a conversation going on. Just shy of just over 6,800 messages sent and 727 emojis. If I'm being honest, our emoji game, we could get some more emojis going in there, but that's just me. We always like to talk about our support volume in the community to give folks a sense of how things are kind of going. So looking at just the GitHub side of things, so looking at our PR throughput over the past few weeks, we have seen a slight decrease in the number of PRs that have opened, but we're still seeing consistently a ton of really great contributions coming in from community members. And we're doing a pretty good job of staying on top of those PRs and trying to get those reviewed and move through as rapidly as possible. Along with that, in our Slack community, we continue to see, a huge volume of folks coming in, looking for troubleshooting support, looking for direction, or just a helping hand. And I like to remind folks that, if you're able to, we really genuinely very much appreciate folks stepping up and helping one another out. It frees up a lot of bandwidth for us so that we can focus on shipping features or shipping code, and also moving through a review of community contributions as well. So if you are able to, we always appreciate folks stepping up and helping one another out. We're going to be kicking off some new types of workshops within the community. So the first one is going to be a little bit more of an in-depth session of how to roll out DataHub to your organization. We had a session on this in a recent town hall, but we had to kind of fly through it. So we want to make sure that folks are able to kind of like join in or join that conversation, have much more of an interactive conversation around it. But the idea is to, help you really think through what the next steps are now that you have DataHub up and running. How do you actually get people using it? So this will be led by Paul on the DevRel team. Highly recommend checking this out. There's a link down there. You can also scan the QR code if that is helpful for you. And if you are in our if you're in DataHub Slack, Paul also recently posted the information about this in announcements. So more to come with sessions like this. Again, we're just excited to find ways to have more interactive sessions with folks and get you all up and running and successful with DataHub. This is my absolute favorite part of Town Hall every single month. This community that we have is genuinely it blows my mind every month, like how engaging and how supportive everybody is. And I just love giving folks the praise and attention that they deserve. If you haven't already checked it out, Ada from, she works over at Notion. She wrote a blog post on the DataHub Community blog about how to automate propagating metadata, specifically with DBT. She also open sourced all of that work. So you can not only learn how she did it and what it does, or learn how she built it and what it does, but you can also access the code and get that up and running within your instance as well. If you are interested in contributing to the blog, we are always looking for ways to highlight things, problems that you're solving with DataHub, ways that you've customized it within your organization, how you've rolled it out, really anything DataHub related. We'd love to highlight your stories. So if that's something that you would like to do, we'll partner closely with you. Our goal is to help you tell a really great and exciting story, and getting the word out there. So if that is something that you are interested in doing, please head on over to the Contribute DataHub blog Slack channel, and Hajan on my team is your point of contact there, and we will get you moving. As I mentioned, supporting the community is really just an outstanding way to make sure that we continue to grow and scale as all these wonderful people come in. We have an outstanding set of humans that go above and beyond, specifically in kind of like jumping in to answer questions in every direction. So massive shout out to all of these fantastic and wonderful humans. We genuinely could not do it without you guys. Really, really, really appreciate you. All right, let's talk DataHub roadmap. Oh man, I ruined the surprise of the lovely animations. There we go. So this is just an update on our Q1, Q2 roadmap. We have, as you've probably seen in Slack, we've been sending out some more surveys around kind of understanding the search and discovery experience. A lot of that feedback is really what we're incorporating into the redesign or rethinking of the search and browse experience, which Chris is going to give us a great demo of today. On the ingestion side of things, we're in the early stages of partnering with a Fivetran team to build out a Fivetran and DataHub connector. We also know that earned casing continues to be a point of friction during ingestion. So we have a recommendation put together internally and just some initial designs of how we want to approach this. So we're making some incremental progress there. And then in terms of error reporting, we want to make sure that when ingestion fails, you have clear line of sight into what's going on. So we're making incremental progress as we go, but just wanted to call out that is still in flight. On the developer side of things, Shirshanka talked through this last town hall. We still have a PR open for term and tag propagation as a DataHub action. So that way, if you are applying a tag or term, and we are, you can basically leverage the lineage graph on the back end to propagate that information across entities. So kind of like a one and done there for Snowflake data sets in particular. In terms of search relevance, we merged in the majority of the improvements that we were targeting for Q1. We will have some updates coming up soon around ways to kind of rethink search ranking. I don't want to give any spoilers there, but we will have some updates in the coming weeks. And then in terms of top level entities, we have a PR open for getting schema merged in schema supported as a top level entity. And then we are still working through some complications of removing the schema registry as a hard requirement of the project. So this is a combination of Q1 and Q2 things. I'm working closely with Shirshanka to finalize some of the other initiatives that we have coming up in Q2. So keep an eye out. I'll be sure to post in Slack and also on our roadmap page. So, always keep this one in mind. This is our public facing roadmap. So more to come there in the coming weeks. Shirshanka, before I do that, we have a couple of repos that we monitor for contributions to the DataHub project. Of course, there's just the main DataHub project itself, but then we also have the DataHub Helm repo. So in April, we merged 186 PRs, which is lower than March, where we had 285. But my goodness, how in the world did we ship 285 PRs in March? That is just mind-boggling number. I think when I first started here, we were like eking out maybe 60 or 70 PRs a month and feeling pretty good about that. And so it's just like the throughput on this project is mind-boggling to me. We had 7 first-time contributors, so shout out to those folks, and then 27 folks were contributing for or pushing in some repeat contributions. So again, this is truly like a community-driven project. The volume of activity here is just outstanding, and I really genuinely appreciate everyone who goes above and beyond to, you know, kind of keep things moving forward with us. We released version 0.10.2, I believe is a week and a half ago. And we are getting ready to cut a release for 0.10.3. So some of the contributions in here are going to be in the 10.3 release, but yeah, more to come there. Shirshanka, I will hand it over to you to highlight what we shipped in 10.2 and some of what's to come in 10.3.
All right. As Maggie has been saying, a lot of stuff got done on the user experience side. I don't know if you've seen this, but we've got a really cool autocomplete capability now. When you start typing in your search query, there's a handy set of automatic filters that pop in right below. And Chris is very happy about how that turned out. Chris and Brittany both are. And we'll follow up with that with search filters and other things that we're going to show today. So we're really excited about kind of that first drop of the user experience uplift being out in the community. We're looking for feedback. Let us know how that, what your users are telling you. Do they love it? What do they want us to improve? Always open to feedback there. A lot of new ingestion guides got shipped for quick starts. So, you know, it should be much easier now for you to know how to ingest Tableau, Redshift, and Power BI. And this is a very inside thing. Like, we're now also showing the test results that are not failing. Small bug, but a common complaint. And on Power BI, we made a bunch of improvements to UI-based ingestion. Tons of improvement on the developer experience side. As you can see, the DevRel team has been kicking ass. We've got lots of new docs for updating users and groups all around. We have support for inlining code snippets. Harshal is going to talk about some of the big improvements we've done on docs and doc generation itself. A few important things on the SDK side. We now support patching for custom properties. It was a top requested feature, I would say. And so you can now have multiple pipelines writing to the custom property bag and making edits to it without stepping on each other's toes. Long list of improvements. The one that we are probably very excited about is Quick Start has gotten much more stable. We're seeing it in our metrics on our site as well. So hopefully you're no longer waiting, you know, for a really long time for your Quick Start to get up. So those are user experience and developer experience. Specific improvements to connectors, lots of them. Redshift in particular, we're very excited about. Still almost there. We've combined usage and metadata extraction in one connector. This was following through on the promise of doing this for you know, our big three: Snowflake, BigQuery, and now Redshift. We're still working through some lineage challenges, but pretty close there. I think Redshift is almost ready to get used in terms of that combined connector. Snowflake, Tableau, Unity catalog, a lot of improvements. We are now extracting owners from the Unity catalog, and a bunch of improvements coming in the next release as well around usage extraction. And small updates to Postgres and Power BI that should be impactful for the community.